and all the board members of Can Survive Malaysia Berhad. Now in early July, Dr. CB called me and said he would like to come and meet me. So I said, Dr. CB, you know, PJ come to KL traffic jam. You know, you're a busy doctor, why you want to, can we talk over the phone? He said, no, this one I must see you in person. Oh, so I thought, what is so important? So I said, yeah, okay, of course. I welcome you to come to my office and meet up with me. So when I went to meet him in the meeting room, I was surprised to see there were 9 or 10 persons there. All of his board members. And they said they came to invite me to come and say a few words. But they used the word officiate this. So I told them, why me? I'm not, not a healer. So I said, I'm not qualified to actually speak in this. If you want me to come, I'm happy to come. And but they convinced me that I'm qualified. So here I am. I'm not sure I'm qualified to speak on, but nevertheless, out of great respect for Dr. CB, I agree to officiate this conference. Now, I'm delighted to officiate this 9th Malaysian International Conference on Holistic Healing in Cancer, organized by Can Survive Malaysia Berhad. But to tell you the truth, maybe I'm too busy. I don't read enough local newspaper nowadays. I don't even know that there's an organization like yours. But I must say, I must compliment all of you. I think this is a great thing. I think people who suffer from cancer, who are undergoing treatment, or who are in the early stage, or whatever, an organization like this would be good, and it would be good for their families to learn more about cancer. And we all know cancer is a terrible disease. I want to say this. Last month, I think it was a few weeks ago, I was on a flight from, 2-3 weeks ago, I was on a flight back from London. So the chief steward asked my assistant, is Tan Sri having cancer? So my assistant said, no, why? Oh, I think Tan Sri is attending some cancer thing. So I think maybe someone will know about this. So I would like to say, I'm blessed. No, I don't have cancer, but I have challenges in life. A lot of challenges. I don't have cancer, but I have a skin problem. I have psoriasis, but it's under control, and so all of us have challenges. Now, I'd like to say this here, that I'm a vegetarian for the past 4 years. Some of you are aware, or you may be aware that I'm a strong supporter of Suchi Foundation, a Buddhist organization that focuses on charity, and they've done great charity work around the world. They help in 97 countries or 98 countries. They have about 55 offices, and their offices are, when I say offices, means their facilities. They have great hall. They have, it is a very impressive organization. I know about this organization maybe 7, 8 years or 10 years ago. I read about them, met their people, was very impressed with them, and I've always been a donor to them, but never participate in their whatever they do. So 4 years ago, I was invited many times to visit their headquarters in Hualien, where the master is actually a Buddhist nun. She's about 82 years old, 81, 82 years old. And I read so much about her, what she has done, even before going. So I always said what she has achieved, and from what her members told me, I said she's a living goddess with what she has achieved. Now she built this organization, she never left Taiwan. But she has 55 offices. When I say these offices, they're huge building. Somehow they managed to gather a lot of support. And they do charity in 90 over countries, and their charity work is truly impressive. So because of that, I thought, well, maybe I should go and meet this. Since I think she's a living goddess, I should go and meet her and pay my respect. So I went, and 3 days of we were there. We have meal there, so every day is vegetarian. So I thought, no, what's wrong with vegetarian? It's quite good. And then when I met her, she actually, after saying, the conversation, and of course there are many people there, one of the things she said to me is, you should be a vegetarian. It is very good for you. And she's a big believer in the environment. So she asked me to be suggested that be a vegetarian, and I said, yeah, I said, Master, I will try, I will try. But, but on the way back in the plane, I decided then and there that I will do my best and try to be a vegetarian. So when I came back, from that day onward, I have been a vegetarian. Initially, I must say it's very difficult. Those of you who are not vegetarian, I want to tell you, the first few months is difficult. It's difficult when you have to eat with a lot of people who are not vegetarian. None of my family members are vegetarian. But sometimes they have to accompany me to a vegetarian restaurant, so they have no choice. Very often I have to eat with them, and I order my own food. We can share some food. Like I said, we can all have noodles without meat, without seafood, that I can eat, then all of you can eat. Then you can add your meat and seafood in. So it is very difficult when you see people eat with business associate partners. They eat a nice lobster, nice abalone. And here I'm eating bread, but I want to say this. Actually, there are a lot of nice vegetarian dishes. You can be a vegetarian, you won't lose anything. No loss. There's a lot of great vegetarian food and great vegetarian dishes. So, and they say vegetarian helps the environment because they say cows take a lot of space, take a lot of what, and they produce methane gas and this and that. So, but the most important thing, the environment is secondary, but I think for all of us to be vegetarian, our health is number one. And I truly believe that there's a lot of toxin in meat. Now I must say, I started life, one of my earliest ventures is I brought McDonalds to Malaysia. So, now I must tell you this story. My mother was very, very unhappy because she's a Buddhist that believes that Buddhists should not eat beef. So she said, how can you be selling meat, beef? So I said, this is a big business opportunity for me, So I said, okay, as a compromise, I told my mother, from today onward, no beef for me. But that was before the restaurant opened, or while I was with McDonald's, I had a lot of beef burgers, everything. I tried all the food already. So I told her, no beef for me. And from that day onward, I didn't take beef. This was like 40 years ago. So no beef for me for 40 years. And then 4 years ago, totally no meat, no seafood. I don't think I lost maybe a little bit of weight because I've always been conscious. I exercise and all this, keep myself trim. But I definitely, psychologically, spiritually, felt much healthier. all other holy religious books tell us that we must love animals and say that God loves all animals and all the sea creatures. So why must we kill them for food when we have other alternatives like vegetable, plants, fruits, whole grains, and many types of beans, and mushrooms? Especially, I have a lot of experience. Mushroom, you can transform it to very nice. It tastes like beef rendang, and lamb and mutton rendang. So we don't need to eat. The animals don't have to die for us. And sometimes you see how food is being wasted. I say the animals die in vain, when they waste food. I believe that God and our divine guardians love us more when we become a vegetarian. That's my belief. I also believe that being a vegetarian is a great effective way to prevent many diseases, and I think it can definitely prevent and help cancer patients being a vegetarian. In fact, anyone who I meet who sometimes say, he has cancer and undergoing treatment, I always tell them, even if it's a stranger, if they talk to me, I say, be a vegetarian. If you have cancer, you should be a vegetarian right away. And if you can, of course, being organic vegetable would be good, but if you can't get organic, at least a vegetarian is already like you're on the path to less toxin in the body. So today, I would say we all have listened to the success stories of courageous people who have conquered the dreadful disease, this dreadful disease of cancer, by changing their lifestyle, maintaining a proper diet, and getting support from family and friends. They have also received proper guidance from physicians like Dr. CB, who believe that nothing is impossible. And I like what Dr. CB said just now, what the patient said. Why are you worried? You are not the healer is he. That is great. That is very, very true. That is very, very true. We have to believe, because in life, somehow our guardians or play roles in our life that we cannot understand. And I'm sure if you suffer from cancer, if you believe, you become a vegetarian, you are spiritual, you are religious, I think you can be healed. And of course, you need a combination. What Dr. CB says is good. A combination of allopathic treatment and a combination of alternative. Sometimes if you have to have a surgery, go and do the surgery, and then natural will take over. People like Dr. CB can take over after that. I always strongly recommend all my friends and my family members to fully follow a vegetarian diet. But I became a vegetarian. I'm 67 years old. I'm 67. So 4 years ago, I was 63 when I became a vegetarian. So I tell my children, vegetarian. I decided to become a vegetarian. It's very good. I also like you all to consider to join me to be a vegetarian. They said, Dad, when you are 63, we'll become vegetarian. How to argue, huh? Sadly, in this era, with excess of food, in fact, you can see everywhere, there's wastage of food. Sometimes it's so sad to see so much wastage of food. Especially we know there are many countries in Africa that people don't have enough food. There's even still famine in this modern world. Unbelievable. So there's a great, I think there must be great logistic problems, and also sometimes the country, the government don't do a good job. So sometimes they suffer from drought and other natural disasters. So I learned a lot when I'm with Suchi, because Suchi always try to extend help to everywhere, especially this kind of thing. So sometimes we also help to send food to all these places. We help to contribute, they can buy food. So when you hear of all this and you see the wastage of food in our country and in many other countries, or maybe more so in America, in USA, people are exposed to many variety of stylish food rather than healthy food. Our attention has changed from quality, healthy food to good, tasty food. People just to eat tasty food. And for good taste, they'll add anything to their food to make it tasty. We should train ourselves to avoid unhealthy, tasty food. And for example, sweet food is very tasty. We all love it. But I think we should look at alternatives like substituting sugar with lesser, like with stevia, with other ingredients that will be more friendly to our body, that can be anti-diabetic. Now I must say we also have some restaurant business. One of the business is we own this Kenny Rogers Roasters. We would like to sell it. And I tell my people we should we're going to start a change of vegetarian restaurant and make it affordable. And the first thing they tell me, the first thing they tell me is there'll be very little customer, boss. I said, well, you have to make it tasty. We use tasty ingredients. But unfortunately, it is true. There are not many vegetarians. Last year, my daughter got married. And we had 1,200 guests attending. So we asked everyone, your diet, are you vegetarian, non-vegetarian? You know how many vegetarians out of 1,200? 20 guests. And then I'm 21st, 21 out of 1,200. So you can see, we all need to work very hard to convince more people to be vegetarian for their health. Dr. CB, you have to work harder. According to the American Institute of Cancer Research, they got AICR, no single food or food component can protect you against cancer by itself. But strong evidence does show that a diet filled with a variety of plant food, such as vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and beans, help lower risk of many cancers. Now that is interesting. This is American Institute of Cancer Research. In America, you all know the drug companies are very powerful. They don't really like alternatives. Who likes competitors? So, for the American Institute of Cancer Research to say that, it shows that they have done a lot of research. That they didn't say it here, but being vegetarian can protect you against cancer. That's basically what they said here. But they didn't say being vegetarian. They said, a strong evidence does show that diet filled with a variety of plant foods such as vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and beans help lower risk of many cancers. that is confirming that vegetarian is good. So please, more of you who are not veg, please consider for your health. And maybe customers for our future vegetarian restaurants. AICR also notes that proper nutrition in conjunction with exercise and maintaining a healthy weight is the best known recipe for cancer prevention. Of course, other than eating, we all have to exercise. We all have to keep ourselves slim, fit, we have to exercise. And in fact, I don't play golf. You know, Vijaya owns 7 golf courses, but I never touch a golf stick. My hobby is scuba diving and snorkeling. Even till today, I can go and snorkel for 3 hours. I can go in the water for 3 hours or 4 hours because I just enjoy the sea. But because it helps that we own Redang. We have Redang and then we have Tioman. Redang and Tioman has got very clear water, very nice. So I go there quite a bit. You know, the National Cancer Institute and Cancer Research UK both provide great lists of what scientists know so far about various food and nutrients as they relate to cancer. It is evident that proper food and nutrition plays a major role in all aspects of our health. And the second point that I would like to recommend is to follow what you believe and what your heart says, rather than what your brain says. Take complete responsibility of your health into your hands, rather than listen blindly to insurance companies and hospitals. Well, I have interest in insurance company, but not in hospitals. Some of you may know we used to own and control Pantai Hospital. Then we sold it. They say always go for second, third, or even fourth opinion before you choose any treatment. Now, I always tell my family members, if anytime you go and see a doctor, they say must operate this, cut this, our cut it. I'll say, hold on first. Let us go and check a bit more. You know, because sometimes doctors like surgery. I don't know why. I don't know why. You know, ultimately, it is you who heal yourself, and not doctors and health professionals. I must also add, ultimately, I think God Almighty or our divine guardians heal us. You know, doctors and professionals can only guide you to a certain extent. Take charge of your healing and follow the rhythm of nature. The body will heal naturally. These words I learned from Dr. CB. It is my fervent hope that this meaningful conference will be a platform upon to reach out to the network of practitioners, gain knowledge and integrate ideas to find a sustainable and safe solution to manage cancer. I'd like to congratulate the organizing committee of Cancer Survive on the job well done. And I also told Dr. CB knows if I never approached me to sponsor this. I said I'll be very happy to help you and sponsor this the next time you have this. I think that's all I want to say. But if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tan Sri has graciously allowed us to ask him any questions. Any questions? Are you single?